Good morning, everyone. How we doing? It's already hot here. Unusually hot for Oregon. Give me just a second to get my computer up and running so that way I can make sure I stay on camera and somewhat straight. We'll just say somewhat straight. Okay, found where I need to be. And there we are. Look at that nice ring. If anybody knows how to get rid of that, please let me know. I am going to shuffle everything over a little bit. See if that's a little better. Gonna need a little more. Maybe I'll turn this. Push that up there. Let's see. How's that gonna be? All right, that's a little better. Okay, thank you as always for shopping with me and keeping me in business. I do have a host code that'll be good until the third Monday of July, so for a couple weeks. And it is, in case you can't read it, TABNXFKP. I'll give you a second to screenshot that. Trying to do better on letting you have that time. And we will get started. Again, thank you so much. If you could like, share, and subscribe, that would be great too. Actually, if you can go over to my YouTube channel and do that, which is Jackie Bloom, same as right here. And then my numbers are 3117 on YouTube. Appreciate it very much. All right, what are we talking about today? Thought I'd bring out a couple of new products that just went live, Changing Leaves, and the embossing folder that does the double duty of cutting out the hybrid one. And we're not going to use it that way. We're going to use it a little bit differently today. And the first thing I did was pull out this stamp. And so let me show you that. And I need to bring in my Misty. And my husband made me this out of 3D printing. Isn't that nice? He knows I like pink. All right. So, and forgive me, I don't have all of the colors. So, you know, I have a couple of close to my heart ones yet. But this one is a Stampin' Up! Spot Pebbled Path. And I've got a piece of paper in here. And I'm going to do it 3 times, but I've already done it twice already. So this is going to be on my card front. It's a little bit smaller. It's like 3 3/4 by 5. And I've positioned my stamp where I want it. And we are just going to ink this up. And the Misty, or any kind of platform that you can do more than one stamp pass, is what we need for this project. More importantly than inking it up a bunch of times is that we can set stuff in the same exact spot, which is kind of important today. So you just have to do it a couple of times. If you don't have one of these, you can just rub your palm over it. This just is a little bit easier. We've got just a little bit. And I put it where I need it. I don't go back and do this stem because it's nice, like the tip of it. I just go back and put ink where I need ink. So the important thing that I'm telling you about this is, 1, we need everything in the same spot, and 2, we want our image to be nice and clear. And since this is a more solid image, that is why I am choosing to re-ink it. Again, this is the nice little, I don't know, it feels like shark skin to me. I always want to say it's shark skin. And it came with the mat and this little tray that holds everything. And we're just going to take those off. Now, I've already done this, so I can set that aside. I've already done this 3 times. There's 1, 2, and 3. This one is going to be our card base, and these 2 we're going to play with. I forgot to look up who gave me this idea. Hers was a little different. I will put it in the comment, or I'll put it on when I load the pictures. She did it quite a while ago, and with totally different stamps and stuff. So we'll give credit where credit is due. All right, so what are we gonna do? That one we're not gonna do anything with. This one we're gonna get rid of put our lid on. I love this because you can put all kinds of little things on here and just keeps everything contained. So we're gonna take these two, and let me just take a peek at what I wanna do. Okay, we're gonna bring in our trimmer. And again, this is just what I did because of where my placement was. So I took this and I went a 1/2 inch in and cut that. And you can see, hopefully you can see that it just has a little tiny tip. So I'm not going to use that. Then I'm going to do 3 more 1/2 inches with these, and I'm going to keep them straight. There's 1, and move this up a little more so you can see. I'm just using the numbers on the opposite, on this side, to get my 1/2 inch. There's number 2. Sorry, it's a process. And number 3. And then this is just an extra piece. Then I've got to do that one more time with this. So again, I'm taking off the first 1/2 inch because it just didn't have much on there. So we'll get rid of those so we don't accidentally use them. And now number 2, or number 1. Actually, 2 or 1, however you want to look at it. Oh, and there goes the phone. Number 2. And number 3. All right, so those are the ones we need. This one we do not. And we can get rid of this now for a little bit, and we're going to work on this. Yeah, I cleaned off my surface. All right, so depending on what you want to do, she had 3 colors, and you could do that. I just didn't have a 3rd color. I'm trying to work with all Stampin' Up! Wherever I can. So I am going to do this one opposite of my card so you can see something different. Let me get some glue. And I am going to start with this, what color is this? This is copper clay, I believe. And this is just going to go right on here and match up, okay? It only matches one way. Put a little, make sure I've got this up the right way. Like I said, these are all new tools to me. I know what you're going through after 28 years. All right, so I like to use my grid. Let me make sure I'm on camera. Pull it up a little bit. Sorry if my head gets in the way. And we just want to carefully, this first one is really important that we line it up. And I am just going to barely set it down. Okay, so we used the first one. Now we're going to go to the second one. That should line up, and I'm gonna give that some adhesive. And then I just want to double check before I put that one down too much. This is gonna match up. Okay. Which I think it does right there. Let's light this one up right there. Okay, so we've got a copper clay. I think this is Mossy Meadow. And then we're going to go back to the copper clay. I hope that's the right name. I need to look that up. It's in the neutral packs. I do know that. And we're going to put this last one on. I just want to line it up. And there we go. Pretty easy. Looks like I need to trim just the tiniest bit off of this side. So I'm going to give that a little chop. Alright, so we've got that. And now we need our, oh, it's right here. Now I need to decide what color we want to make this. And I think I went with this one still. So let's ink that up. And sometimes it's easier with these little ones to ink it up this way. I'll move these aside. I always have a little scratch paper to test it. Pretty good. Do it again. And again, I like to line it up. Oop, that got all speckly. Sometimes they do that. A lot of times if your block is wet, it will kind of do that on you. Sorry, I have to pull it closer to me so I can get it straight. And keep it nice and inked up. There we go. And again, I'm going to put the lid on that so I don't get my fingers in it. I'm just going to clean that off. Easy peasy. Okay. And now the next thing I did was I did a little bit of a bow. And this is, oh, I can't tell you the numbers. This is the Natural Tones Linen Thread. I love this stuff, you guys. It is so easy to work with and so nice. The item number is 164071. And it's the copper clay, I don't know what the blue is, and then the green. Really nice for fall and stuff. So what I did on the other one is I always start at the end, and I like to tie my bow right on the spool, if you will. Pull this out. And it just ties so nice. There's a nice little bow. And then what I did on the other one, on the card, is I put a glue dot back behind here, and I put it right along there, and then on the back side I did a glue dot. And I just left this hanging. But this time I think I'll change it up a little bit. I'm going to make my loops a little smaller. Hopefully I'm staying to where you can see that. And I think I might just put it right down here on there. So let me get a baby glue dot. Right there. And then I like to use, because this twine is kind of small, or thread, I like to push the glue dot up behind it, so that way I'm not seeing a whole lot, you know, sticky on here. Oh, and I think I lost my glue dot on my finger. Nope. Or I picked up an extra hitchhiker. Oh, great. So then I can just kind of figure out where I want this. And I think I'll put it right there. And then if you need to, take your pick tool and just slide up whatever glue is showing up underneath there, like I say, so you don't have any, you know, trying to attach itself somewhere you don't want it to. And then we need our scissors. I'm going to snip that off. And by doing this, I'm only wasting that much thread, rather than taking a whole thing off. You don't know how long you need, you don't know where you're putting it, then it gives you options. All I'm saying. Okay, so there we go. And then I also used some of these, which these are sequins that are adhesive backed, and they're 161627, and they've got these really pretty colors. So I think I might use the dark on this one. On the other one I used these lighter ones. I like to kind of pick it up and see what I like. Yeah, I think I might use the dark. So again, I'm going to grab my pick tool, and let's see, I'm going to grab a big one. I like to mix it up and use more than just one. I think I'll put one here. And you can use the putty side too. I also like that you can throw all these little bits over there so it keeps them contained. Let's try a little one right here. another little one up there. Okay. So I can get rid of this. And I put these in backwards and I fold the little adhesive flap back in here. So that way, and then I store them like this. So that way they're much easier to get in and out and they're just more user friendly. Now this would go on to a card front, which I'll find one. Where's my card front? Oh, this just looks really professional, doesn't it? Okay. I don't have one in the very vanilla, which is what I use, so I'm just going to pull out a white one, just so you can see. I left about 1/4 of an inch around, and you can lift this up because it's, you know, same color on the same color. I wouldn't put it on this color, but that's kind of what the card looks like, so I'm just going to keep that there and show you the one that's the actual tone on tone and doing it the opposite way. What do you think? And, you know, a little different on what you want to do. So card number 1, bonus card number 2, I'll put that onto the very vanilla before I take a picture of it. Okay? So let's get those out of the way. And then I wanted to do something a little out of the box. So I have this double duty embossing folder. Remember, you can emboss and cut out these 3 big leaves at the same time. There's a die, and I put my dies in here. I just bought some magnetic sheets, and I just leave this is the backing of it, so I leave that over that to help protect the stamps, and I got my stamps on that really heavy piece. Probably more information than you needed. And this only fits on one way, so it kind of tells you which way to go. And remember, the cut side has to be up. There we go. And it kind of locks in place, but it's not locked in, but it just has like a little grid, okay? So that's how you would use it if you want to cut these 3 out. We are not doing that for the moment. Put that back away. And what we are going to do is this. I'm going to show you my boo-boo first so you can learn from me. This is what we're making, okay? And I think I used the wrong side again. All right, so we'll change it up. We want the side that's going to be up, and they both kind of raise up. All right, well, let's try this side this time. Hey, yeah, I'm learning too. So, and let me get a piece of paper. I need a 4 by 5 1/4, because that's going to be on the front. Sorry, I thought I had one, but it's for the inside, because I'm going to show you a trick from the inside as well. Let me just cut a piece of paper, 4 by 5 1/4. If you're out there, say hi. I usually don't stand too much, so I can't see if people are saying hi. Sorry about that. Okay, so here's our piece. All right, so we don't want it looking like that with all that messy stuff, right? So I figured out a way to fix that. This is what cuts out those 3 big flowers, or flowers, the leaves. And again, it only fits on one way. Since I did that one wrong, I'm going to do this side. All right. See, I had done this one this way, but the bump is bumped in and not bumped out. I want to try and get it on the bumped out. So I'm going to flip it over and put it on this side. And I just took some tape, masking tape, whatever you got, to hold it down. Where'd my other piece go? It's around here somewhere. There it is. Stuck to the back of my car. I tell you, sometimes. All right, so put that on there. This is just to hold this down while I sponge. Okay, So now I'm going to take my lightest color first, which would be the mossy, this, or maybe this is Old Olive. Oh my gosh, I really need to know that, don't I? That would be kind of, look a little better. Let's see what we got here. Okay, it's not Old Olive, so it must be, and it's in the Regals. It is, dun-dun-dun. I think it's Mossy Meadow. Here it is. Yes. Mossy Meadow, I was right. And it's in the neutrals, not the Regals. And the other one is the rusty colored one. That's a lot to learn, you guys. Swatch helps. Copper clay. Okay. All right. So now you know. So do I. All right. So this color is mimicking that. So what I'm going to do is, this is my lightest color, and I'm going to go in, get a lot of ink on there, and get this inked up along the stem, and then kind of just, there's a good one, just kind of in the middle. So this leaf is like just starting to turn fall colors, okay? Still pretty green. We're going to do that to all three of these. Sorry, it's not something I could really prep ahead of time. I thought it was a pretty cool technique. And this is just, this from this point forward, this is my ideas. Not that other gal's. It was just for the first part. But I appreciate her giving me the idea, and that just got me going. All right, so there's that one. Okay. I don't have all my foam brushes yet, so I'm going to pull out a sponge dauber for this next one. And then I'm just going to go around, and I like to kind of mix, but not straight across. I kind of like to mix it to where it's, I don't know, coming down a little bit. So instead of going straight across, I kind of pull one side down a little bit further. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'll try and hold this up before I put the piece of paper on. So we are just coloring our leaves in, like so, okay? All right, now, is this my yellow piece? Yes. All right, here's my very vanilla. We're gonna lift this off. Get rid of that for a second, and you can see what it looks like. And I need to huff this, which is just warm breath to make that ink transfer a little better. And then I'm going to quickly, and this you only get one chance at, quickly put this down, close it into there, and I'm going to run over and put it through the machine. Be right back. See if I did it right. Excuse me, shouldn't have took a drink on the way over. All right, so here we go. Let's see what we got. It's on the wrong side again, but oh well. Ta-da! Oh, and it moved a little. Accidents happen, right? I'm not foolproof, although it seems like it. I'm just going to hit my embossing folder with a little cleaning fluid. So clean that off right away. Probably would come off, but you know, better safe than sorry. So we'll clean that off really good. I like to use this to kind of dries it too. That's why it kind of reminds me of like shark or dolphin skin. Okay, and I'm gonna leave that open so it can dry. So that one didn't turn out as well as, it was better than my first one, but it moved on me, so you got to be careful. And I will show you what the pretty card looks like. And then I have one more thing to show you. So this one I got right. It's bumped up and it is colored in nicely. It didn't move around. So this is what it's supposed to look like. Give it a try. And since this is using the copper clay, we need an inside liner. And I tried a couple of things. This is, what's that called? Rock and roll. And this one I sponged. And I kind of like the sponge one better. The rock and roll one is not as pretty, I don't think. What do you think? Which one do you like? I will show you how to do both. And then we can decide what we want. I also have this little oval rectangle, stitched oval rectangle, that's what I'm calling it. It's from the Changing Leaves, and it's a nice, to go with your words across there. All right, so how I did this one, which is rock and roll, is again, always start with your lightest color of ink, okay? Because you're going to be blending them onto the next color. So I've got my leaf here. I'm going to ink it up. Okay, close that up so you don't mix it up. My next color, which is my copper clay. Ooh, pull this over here so you can see what I'm doing. So I've got my green on there, and then I'm just going to roll the tips around. Okay, and then we're going to take it, and actually, I need it over here. Hold on a sec. Because I'm going to go off the page, so I need my scratch paper. Let's go over here. All right, we've been sitting here, and I'm going to huff that again. And then stamp it. Okay, and then in between each time, make sure you wash it. So we're going to wash. We're going to dry. And I will show you the next way. So this one, still going to use the same two colors, and I'm going to use the lightest one first. And this time I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to kind of stencil that on. It's going to be a softer, smoother look like you saw before. And you can get it pretty dark. And then the next color, which is our mimicking our copper clay, and we're just going to sponge around. Don't listen to the voices behind you. It's just my family. And there we go. So we've sponged on our two colors. And now, because it's sitting there drying on the stamp, we're going to huff it again. And then stamp it off in the corner. And I think that is much prettier than this harsh, kind of dark one. Either one would work, but I like this one better, so that's what we're going to do. We'll wash off our stamps. And this is nice because it gets in all those little grooves. Let that dry, and then we will put this in our card. Get some glue. Okay, somebody tell me the trick. I always go too far past where the glue is, and then it doesn't always come off of there. Okay, there we go. That's working a little better. We'll put our liner in, and I look at kind of 3 points, and I never lay it down super hard until I make sure that I'm fairly straight. There we go. So there's our pretty inside and our pretty outside. We don't need that. All right. That's what I have for you today. So as always, we've got card number 1. I'm going to do this way. Bonus card. that I'll finish up and put on the right color. And number 3, I can tidy up a little bit. All right. And again, thank you for shopping with me. Thank you for watching. Don't miss the next episode by going to my YouTube channel and liking, sharing, and subscribing. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day, a great weekend, and stay cool. Bye now.